In the rot, names come and go, but some legends are written in blood. Before the world was chasing likes, Lil Les was chasing hats. A real-life menace and an East Side legend, Les was a feared hitter who had the whole city rocking with him when he was the man out here. He's the man who made Jaro City. Before he even hit legal age, he was a Pockettown general. A savage before people were even using that word. For real. If you heard his name back then, you knew the temp was about to drop. And 12 noticed too. Before he even blew out his 18th birthday, he already had 17 arrests on his jacket. Even the biggest nightmares had respect for him. KtsVon himself stamped his name in stone on Kill to Survive, rapping about Les lurking late night like Batman.
Real nigga Lil Les, I don't live a late night like a bat.
Even Southside had to check in on my partner them, dropping that legendary line. Free Law, free Les, free Rio and Boss T. Love, life, loyalty. It wasn't just a shout out, it was respect for the foundation. As Keef put it, the big guys, they taught me.
Free Law, free Les, free Rio and Boss T. Love, life, loyalty, the big guys, they told me.
But Les wasn't just a hitter, he had a real ear for the streets. Tracks like Hold Your Head showed he could be both uplifting and intimidating at the same damn time.
We go on them hits, we ain't worried about the judge or the state or sentence. Think I'm Lil Les and to go, I'm a menace. Pull up on this block, blow him down, you ain't finished.
I take the credit for another nigga work. That shit for niggas who don't really put in work. Trust ain't the way real gangsters work. Equate me to none, let's bar none. Dragging lynching niggas like a Marshawn, applying more.
He was so authentic, they cast him in Vulture City to play a GD hitter. Because in the Robert Taylor buildings, that wasn't acting, that was life.
When we reach that point, we don't care about death or incarceration. I was numb to that. I ain't had no conscience. I knew no boundaries. And yes, I was ready to kill any.
You already know. You're gonna have to lay niggas down, man. Simple as that.
Niggas not finna put their hands on none of my guys just cause they wanna flex their authority. We grew here. They blew here on the land, getting money. We protected them niggas. They ain't no real gangsters.
There ain't too much more to talk about, man. Y'all already know how this shit feels. I gotta burn, man. You ready?
It's always in the front.
Come on. Out of here, man.
Alright, man. I'ma holler at y'all. Hey, man.
It ran deep in the family tree, too. His big brother Rico was a main factor and a face of the town. Two outstanding members who paid the ultimate price for the crown. Rico's looking at the sun again in 2062. He was just 19 when he got booked for a murder, trading his youth for a 55-year sentence. And Les? He's fighting his way toward a 2030 parole, hoping to see the bricks again after a 24-year bid. They say even behind those walls, Les still runs the yard. I thank y'all for all the love and support. Keep rocking with me, man. You locked in with HoodEdition, and today we deep dive into the legend of Lil Les.
Yeah, it's Lil Les, I'm back down. Everybody thought I was going for that pistol, but no, I'm back out here. Free my nigga Ant, you know what I'm saying? That's my man's 100 grand. He can get anything he want from me, man. I love that man to death, you know. Man, that's what he did was up. But soon as they release that hold off my man's bond on my kids, I'm going to get him. His bond 9 racks. He will be out, don't worry about it. He will be out next month. He coming home, don't even worry about it. You know what it is? L's up all day. Rest in peace, Shaquilla. Rest in peace, Zico. Lil Paz NT. What up, Killer Ward? What up, Jeffrey Manor? We out here. Pockettown crazy. With it. I got a show Friday. You know I'm gonna rock that motherfucker.
So the 30th, man, so bring y'all ass to the show.
Come on up there, you know.
27th, man.
I'ma do my fucking thing, cause you know every time I do it, I do my thing. What is though? Lil Les, man. Free Ant, man. My mans will be home soon. Soon as they release that hole, he coming home. Y'all, I'm back down.
East side.
Before the name Lil Les was ringing out in police scanners, there was just Lester Owens, born August 19th, 1989. At 9 years old, he touched down in a section of the Southside they call the Pocket, specifically 69th and Kimbark, a spot they call it the Hole. For Les, The blueprint for leadership was already in his DNA. He's Larry Hoover's grandkid. That's royal blood in the rack. While King Larry was serving 6 life sentences, the weight of that crown fell on the next generation. And Les's mama, she was a real one too. In his own words, they only did heavies. No small moves, no weak plays. The house was full of factors. You had the big brother, King Rico, known in the trenches as King Rico or Moneymaker, a real-life stunner who was focused on the bag before the war took over. Then you had the younger brother, Rio G, another face from the Pockettown / KTS alliance. Even his sister, Sharkelia, carried that same family weight. They weren't just a family, they were a front line. To understand the war, you gotta understand the money. They call it the pocket because of the way the streets fold. The pocket stretches from 69th and Kimbark in the northeast down to 71st and Cottage Grove on the west, and all the way to 75th and Woodlawn on the south. But in the 80s, that name took on a whole new meaning. It was the place where pockets stayed fat.
The reason they called that the pocket right in that particular area was because it was in the shape of a pocket. You could only go this way, and this way, and back out.
Maps might tell you it's the far south side, but on the pavement, this is the east side heart. Locked in by Sirconn City, Malltown, and KTS, the pocket became a concrete fortress. Back then, nobody was chasing clout or record deals. It wasn't about the score or the diss track. It was strictly about the bag. The foundation wasn't built by a shooter. It was built by a ghost named Nate Hill. Before the pocket was full of hitters, Nate turned it into a corporate empire. We ain't just talking local heat. Nate was moving weight, thousands of kilos a month, pulling in over $100 million in profit. He wasn't just a kingpin, he was on the US top 15 most wanted list. It started with a $300 debt for a stolen whip, paid back in white powder. Nate took that play to a crib in the pocket they called Base Camp, doubled his money in hours, and never looked back. He flipped those street profits into a legit bus company to launder the bags and opened a direct line to the Mexican cartels. By the early 90s, Nate Hill was the CEO of CHIRAQ. He supplied everybody, the GDs, the Stones, the Lords, the Breeds. He was the faucet for the entire city. And when he finally turned that faucet off, Chicago went into a cocaine drought. That's not just street credit, that's total control. But the game always wants his tax. Nate survived bullets in his back and hits on his family before vanishing to Africa. In Guinea, he traded the drug life for the coffee trade, linking tribal leaders and feeding the hungry. He went from poisoning his community to building it. But the feds got a long memory. They caught up to him in '98, and as Nate put it, the hunger for a better life cost me my life. When Nate left, the peace went with him. The cocaine throne was empty, and the east side turned into a graveyard. The money dried up, and the weapons came out, and every set in the rock started looking for a way to sit in it. While Nate was in Africa looking for peace, back home, a new generation was being forged in the fire. While the old heads were trying to figure out how to keep the peace, a new breed was waking up. The brothers LIL Les and King Rico didn't just jump off the porch, they tore the door off the hinges. By 12 and 13 years old, Les and Rico were already main factors in the whole. We talking a crew of shorties, Les, Rico, Corey, Lord, Ant, Mike, Larry, and others Pockettown members. They saw the OGs eating good and keeping the pie to themselves, and they weren't having it. They didn't ask for a seat at the table. They kicked the table over. Grown men, street legends with years on their names, started looking over their shoulders. Why? Because these shorties were different. They were robbing the elders, kicking in doors, and carjacking anything with wheels. By 2005, the war wasn't just with the ops, it was a civil war. The new generation went to war with the old generation and took the blocks by force. Rico, the money man, was the architect. He schooled Les on how to flip the bag and move like a ghost. But Les was the Chicago Menace. Before he even touched his 18th birthday, he already had 17 arrests on his jacket. He was trading his childhood for a rap sheet. And don't get it twisted, Les was a pioneer. Before the world knew what drill was, before Chief Keef was a name, and before the world was looking at the map, Les was in the hundreds right by Oak Garden spitting that raw heat. His mixtape, Chicago Menace, wasn't just music. It was a soundtrack for the shooters. He was rapping that drill life in 2005 and 2006 when most of these rappers were still playing with toys.
Don't f with me, gun with no safety, sniper nigga, rifle nigga, pussy ass trifling niggas. My flow so ill, I need a Dr. Dre's beat. You niggas ain't real. F with LIL LES and guarantee you get killed.
As the years stacked up, the name LIL Les wasn't just a neighborhood rumor anymore. It was a heavy-duty brand. In the rack, your name is either a target or a shield. For Les, it was both. He had a city full of ops, but he had a map full of brothers. From block to block, hitters and hustlers didn't just know him, they rocked with him. He had that muscle that commanded respect before a word was even spoken. If you wanted to find the center of the storm, you headed to 69th and Kimbark. They had this crib called the Keyhole. It wasn't just a block, it was a stronghold. The setup was cold. One way in, one way out. If you were rolling up, they saw you before you even smelled the block. There was no sneaking, no surprises. Picture this. The sun's setting over the east side, and the crew is posted on the porch at the Keyhole. We talking choppers out in the open, just chilling. It was a no-fly zone. Nobody was coming over there playing games unless they had a death wish. Les was known for one thing above all: no mercy. When you mention a name like LIL Les, the first question the streets always whisper is, what's his count? The rumors in the rack are wild. Some say Les is responsible for making 2 whole blocks. Some say he's 10 times or more. But if you want to find the spark that turned a shorty into a legend, you gotta look back to 2005. Back then, Pockettown was clicked up with a set called ABM. They weren't just allies, they were on dem hits together. Les, Rico, and Corey were young, hungry, and looking to prove they were the new top factors in the city. Their main ops? Sirconn City and a set that used to go by the name MURDATOWN. Word on streets say Les and Rico weren't just sliding, they were hunting. They jumped in the striker with ABM to stand on business in MURDATOWN, and that's when a dude named Dro caught in that jam. When Dro dropped, the streets shifted. MURDATOWN didn't just bury him, they flipped the set in his honor, transforming into what the world now knows as Jaro City. Word is, LIL Les was the one who made them change their name. Now the streets are never quiet. Some say it wasn't Les, they claim it was the Moes or Cranktown that did that work. But in the trenches, perception is reality. Whether he dropped him or not, the name LIL Les became the reason MURDATOWN died, and Jaro City was born.
That's what Jaro City started from, right?
Yeah.
That fight, that movement, man. That's what happened, man.
That's what we got.
My fault.
Hey, we on MURDATOWN, you know what I'm saying? MURDATOWN.
It's MURDATOWN, Ghost Town
over there where we was at the beginning.
Jaro City started from R.I.P. Dro. That's where it started the movement. That brought all
that's the first spot we took y'all to, man. That's the first spot we took y'all to.
That alley right there back there. That's Young Money. 5-1. TYB, you want to call it now. 65th and Murder.
Okay.
It's Jaro City. Jaro City.
In the streets, loyalty is a thin line, and in 2005, that line was drawn at the door of a party on 7000 South Stony Island. A dude named Jarvis Smith from ABM was the bridge. He was tight with Pockettown, but he was also cool with their main ops, Sirconn City. It was a dangerous game of middleman that was destined to crash. December 18th. The vibes were high, the party was jumping, and Jarvis was inside kicking it with the Sirconn members. That's when a knock came at the door. It was Lil Les and the Pockettown shorties looking to get in. Jarvis stood at that door and made a choice that would change Chicago history forever. He denied them entry. Maybe he was trying to keep the peace. Maybe he didn't want the smoke to start inside. But to a young, hungry Lil Les, it wasn't about peace. It was a violation. Les didn't argue. He didn't make a scene. He just left. But in the rack, when a hitter leaves without a word, that's when you should be most afraid. Minutes later, the ghost returned. Around 12:05 a.m., the party turned into a nightmare. Jarvis was caught on the sidewalk, and rumors say Les did him dirty and shot him straight in the face. Jarvis was only 22. He bled out on Stony Island, and with him the alliance between ABM and Pockettown, buried in the dirt. Just like with Dro, the streets reacted. ABM rebranded, transforming into the legendary Jaro City to honor Jarvis's memory. This is why the streets say Lil Les made Jaro City. He didn't just take a life. He birthed a movement that would define the drill era years later. But don't think Get Back looked in like it does now. This was before the Get Back gang era. Back then, OGs still tried to talk it out. ABM wasn't full of strikers and switches yet. They were still focused on the bag and the bird. Les didn't stop though. He kept the pressure on, sliding back to back on ABM. They finally caught Lil Albert from Pockettown in retaliation. But when Pockettown fired back and took another member, ABM effectively waved the white flag. They squashed the beef because the money was drying up, and they weren't ready for the level of savagery Les was bringing to the porch. The 12 eventually bagged Les for the hit, but 3 months later the state dropped the charges. No proof, no case. He walked back to the bricks a marked man, with a reputation that was starting to feel like a death sentence.
He told another story. He said Jaro got knocked off in 04. I think it was 04, 05, something like that. Right? Then he said, that's when I jumped off the porch. I know that to be false. He did not jump off the porch. And then he said that they got that get back for Jaro instantly. No one never died. I know the nigga who killed Jarvis personally. I know the nigga that killed Big Jarvis personally. He didn't get shot, he didn't get stabbed, he didn't die. Nothing happened to him about none of that. I know niggas from his hood. None of them niggas got shot about Jarvis. They was catching heat from Sirconn City. And they was fucking the Circs up too. Pockettown smoked Jarvis on his own birthday at his own spot. That's what happened to Jarvis. And they ain't do shit to Pockettown. Pockettown rolled through that bitch all the time, at will. He didn't get locked up for Jarvis. Yeah, he locked up.
Back in 2005 and early 2006, the beef between the Pocket and Sirconn City wasn't on blood yet. It was mostly hoop and hustle. Some members were even rocking with each other, setting up basketball matches to see who really ran the east side. But on September 22nd, 2006, that cool energy evaporated. 5 members from Sirconn stepped onto Pockettown turf for a game with $200 on the line. Holding it down for the Pocket were Lil Les, King Rico, and Corey. But nobody walked away with the bag that day. A dispute turned into a brawl, and before the buzzer could even sound, the court turned into a shooting range. Someone from the Pocket started letting off shots, sending the Sirconn crew on a high-speed sprint for their lives. But the streets always collect their tax. The very next day, while Les was catching rhythm in traffic, the energy shifted for good. A member from Outlaw City named Lil Mo, a young shorty send-off handed a pipe looking for a name, ran up on the whip and let it fly. A single slug caught Les right in the face. He survived the hit, but he left that hospital with a permanent reminder of the war, losing his left eye. While Les was laying in that hospital bed, his big brother King Rico pulled up to see him, and that's when the get back was set in stone. By the next day, the east side was on flames. September 24th, 2006. Barely 24 hours after Les lost his eye, the streets claimed Damien from Sirconn City. In an alley near 76th and Dorchester, 4 hitters in hoodies let the iron fly. Witnesses pointed at Rico, Bodie, Cello, and Corey, the front line of the pocket, but only Rico took the fall. The general of the pocket, King Rico, was handed a 55-year sentence. He was snatched away just 1 week after his daughter was born, leaving the whole family, his mama, his sister Sharkelia, and the entire hood screaming, "Free Rico." Even Larry Hoover's son jumped on IG to show love, letting The Rock know that the road is long, but the end is near. Rico maintained his innocence, claiming 12 coercion and snitching from notorious witnesses, but the cage stayed locked. Les was heartbroken. The man who taught him the game was gone for a lifetime, but he didn't fold. The second he touched down from the hospital, with the stitches still fresh in his eye, he was right back in the hole. No recovery time, no hesitation. He was back in the whip, sliding on op territory, looking for the next score. Barely 11 days after losing his eye, Les was already back in the mix. On October 13th, 2006, 12 scooped him up for a bud charge, but he didn't slow down. By November 23rd, he was caught again, this time with a loaded pipe, catching a UUW/aggravated weapon charge. The hit didn't faze him, it just made him move faster. In 2007, Les was all the way active. He was serving white all across the rack, keeping the blocks flooded from the east side to the deep south. He wasn't just posted on a corner. He was the main plug behind the supply, making sure his pockets stayed as heavy as his reputation. But the real power move? Les was rocking with the ultimate CHIRAQ street legend, Bumpy Johnson. People talk about Keef and Durk being the biggest to come out the city, but before the cameras were rolling, BumpJ was in his prime, a real-life superstar in the trenches. Bumpy was selling out shows at the Washington Cultural Center on 47th and packing out Adriana's. Wherever the stars touched down, Bumpy was there. And when BumpJ needed that frontline strength, when it was time to make people check in, Lil Les was the muscle. And in the early 2000s, that duo made the whole city shift.
I'm live in Chicago, it's crazy. We in the alley, we in the street. I'm hooked up with my man Bumpy J, the king of Chicago. Yo, Bumpy, talk to the people, man.
It's your man Bumpy Johnson, king of Chicago, like my man said.
How long you been rapping for?
I've rapped for about 4 years on a microphone, you know what I'm saying? I always knew how to rhyme.
Yeah, let them know your history and the people you be messing with in Chicago.
Man, I got the whole Chicago on my back like a book bag, man. I'm talking about I got the folks, the brothers, Vice Lords, GDs, BDs, MCs, everybody from every side, west side, north side, Wild Hunteds, east side. I'm Mr. Cook County, you understand? Everybody supports Bump. You know, I've been doing it for about, like I say, 4 years seriously. And I just locked the whole gang. Everybody respect Bump. From Twista to Kanye, all of them bow down, have to.
You here with your man Big Apple World, your man Bumpy J, we going through the projects, baby, Chicago.
That whole field over there was all project. You see that one project standing right there?
Jaro, oh y'all, we coming. We there, nigga, BumpJ. Rip up the industry, from nasty to class.
It's how she come through, it's Lil Les. I'm a Pockettown gangster, bitches, and I keep a gang of bitches. Niggas mad cause I they famous bitches.
By 2008, Les was dodging life sentences and catching rhythm on the blocks. But the streets were about to take something Get Back couldn't fix. May 28th, 2008, 10:45 p.m. Les's sister, Shaquilla Taylor, known as Lady Shah, was walking on 69th in Dorchester when a black Monte Carlo pulled up and started letting it fly. She was fatally hit and gone before midnight. But here's the part that really broke the hood. It wasn't an op, it was friendly fire. Prentice Ship, a member from the pocket close to LIL Les and King Rico, who let those shots fly by accident. The same circle Les was sliding for is the same circle that took his sister's life. The pocket started folding. Friction turned into a hunt. Members were trying to kidnap and smoke Prentice for the mistake, but 12 scooped him for first-degree murder before the streets could catch him. At the time, Les was already fighting 2 attempted murders and 4 pipes. He was feeling some type of way. Big bro Rico was already behind bars, and now his sister was gone at the hands of a homie. Les eventually beat those attempts, but his luck was running thin. By 2009, Les was a household name in the rack, known for being a high-level threat who was constantly sliding on the ops. Rumors on the east side claim he took out a member from Sirconn City named Lil Mo, followed by another affiliate named Julian, but the law could never pin the bodies on him. The situation finally boiled over during a high-stakes shootout in op territory. Les was out there with the younger Pockettown shorties when the irons started flying. When the smoke cleared and 12 moved in, the whole circle was looking at life. This is where the legend of LIL Les was truly set in stone. Instead of letting the shorties fold, Les did the unthinkable. He took the fall for the whole squad. While the youngins walked away with 4 years, Les stepped up and ate the entire case to keep his team on the blocks. He was hit with 2 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. Usually, sentences run together, but the state was so tapped into how much weight Les carried in the streets that they made him serve the time back to back. The judge handed him a 24-year sentence, 12 years for each count. After Les went down, the link-up between Pockettown and KTS turned into a nightmare for the ops. Both sides had heavy smoke with Sirconn City, and that's when KtsVon started putting that demonic pressure on the streets. While Les was behind the wall, his little brother Rio G, Killer Spook, and top shooters like Lil Don were going all the way active, keeping the pocket on the map. This was the spark that blew the drill era wide open. Following the road Les paved, the pocket and KTS stayed in full sliding mode, making sure the Chicago Menace legacy never died.
Pockettown crazy, nigga. Around, Young Money, City, all that shit. Hey, free that nigga last from Rico. Free that nigga Rico, man. Hey, all right, keep hands and stop here, man. We out here, man. All right, hey. Hey, shout out to Nippy and Lil Mama and Lil Devil, y'all. Hey, don't be rocking down gangsters, man. We last from Rico. That's right. Free cash, man.
Man, Pharaoh killer, nigga. We out here.
Romelo Golden, whoever the f you is, you dead ass nigga.
Mo Block shit. And you already know it's Romelo.
Come on, shorty, we out here. Y'all know how we coming, shorty.
While Les was behind the wall, the family legacy fell on his little brother, Rio G. Coming up under the shadow of legends like Rico and Les, Rio was born with heart and elite street sense. He was one of the last generations raised with actual structure, moving side by side with demons like KtsVon, Dre, and Spook. Rio wasn't just a little brother. He was an outstanding member and a main face for the pocket and KTS. He was in the field just like the hitters he ran with, allegedly earning his stripes at 16 by taking out a high-profile figure from the other side. That kind of heat made him a top-tier target for every op in the rock. In Chicago, making it to 21 is a celebration. Rio made it to 24. But on July 12, 2020, the streets caught up. Around 11:30 p.m., Rio was at a gas station on 71st and Damon when a silver SUV pulled up and started letting it spray. Rio was hit multiple times while behind the wheel and was pronounced dead at Holy Cross. In a cold twist of irony, he was taken out at the same gas station where he'd been knocked by the laws years prior. The news hit Les like a freight train. Already heartbroken over his sister and his own 24-year bid, losing the baby brother of the dynasty was the ultimate blow. Rio's death didn't just end a life, it marked the closing of a legacy that defined the East Side for over a decade. Even with the cell doors slammed shut, the love for Little Les on the East Side hasn't faded. The respect for the Chicago Menace is so deep that even the late, great Zach TV had to give him his flowers while he was still behind the wall. Zach once posted a throwback, telling the world that if you aren't from CHIRAQ, you'll never understand just how much power Les in the pocket carried when the city was first heating up. Zach was the voice of the streets, and he knew a legend when he saw one. It's a tragedy we'll never get that legendary post-prison interview between the two, a conversation that would have surely broken the internet. HoodEdition family, do me a favor. Drop a RIP Zach TV in the comments right now. He was a real one who only wanted to see his city win.
So hold on. When you say Pac, you talking what? Lil Les to talk about?
No, we talking about Pockettown right now. Corey, Shorty, Dua, Rico, Lil Pay. We talking about Von, KtsVon. You know, we talking about all them guys. Tamar, all them guys, man.
Oh man, that's crazy. So y'all from that era in Chicago?
Yeah, we from that era, the real era.
So how is it now? And there's a new era, the drill era.
The drill era is a bunch of thugs who don't think.
Okay.
Our era was a bunch of gangsters who thought and just, you know what I'm saying, still thinking. You see the real gangsters still out there.
All they know now is to shoot. That's it. What about getting no money?
True.
You can't go to war with no money.
Well, that's what's up, man. That's true.
Our home land, that's the foundation.
That's what it's going always.
And we'd always started at 69 Kimbark, 7 News for Law, baby. We out there.
Pockettown crazy. We got the known Quarter Town. You feel? That's where we at now.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. What's the situation on Lil Les, man? Do y'all talk to him? Right?
Yeah, man. Free Lil Les, man.
Always free Lil Les. You know, he'll
Let's work your back.
So you said that y'all just chopped it up with a recent.
Yeah, you know, we holler at Les all the time. Folks always hit us up, make sure we straight. You know, we get everything perfect. Everything that we need to talk about, we talk about and handle with folks.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
That's what's up. A little less now, man. Free Les, you know? Man.
The clock is ticking. Les is officially set for release on parole on January 8th, 2030. In the eyes of the rack, he's going down as a drill legend who survived the unthinkable. He didn't just rap about it, he lived it, went through the fire, and stayed solid through a 24-year bid. When he steps back onto those blocks, he returns as a man of respect, standing tall like the street royalty that came before him. Before we close this chapter, we gotta pay respects to the ones who didn't make it to see the homecoming. Free Little Les and free King Rico. Long live Sharkelia, long live Rio G. Rest in peace to the fallens, Corey, Lord, KtsVon, KtsDre, Spook, and Big Mex. The war took a lot, but the names will never be forgotten. This is HoodEdition. Keep your head on a swivel, stay dangerous, stay locked in.